Let's turn from the internal party workings of the Conservatives to the global workings of the shadowy cabal of overlords that run the countries and the world and all of that. Now, no, it's not quite that bad, but we are going to talk about the World Economic Forum here, which had an op-ed in the Globe and Mail debunking, as they believe, the own nothing and be happy conspiracy theory. And there are a few moving parts to this, but I'll say basically that by now I'm assuming you've heard of own nothing and be happy, as though it's some common refrain of the World Economic Forum. Now, this line did really come from the WEF. It was a blog post that was published on the WEF's website quite a while ago by a member of parliament. I think she was from Denmark. And it was basically putting forward this futuristic scenario in 2030, so just 8 years from now, in which people don't own anything. They don't have a car, they don't have a house, they don't have appliances. What is the living room one day is used as an office for someone else the next day, and public transportation is there, and everything's a public good. And the whole point here, and I want to go right down to the text of this. In the world, before this fantasy 2030 world, we had all these terrible things happening. Lifestyle diseases, climate change, the refugee crisis, environmental degradation, completely congested cities, water pollution, air pollution, social unrest, and unemployment. We lost way too many people before we realized we could do things differently. And doing things differently in this fantasy world is owning nothing and evidently being happy. So it wasn't like a central campaign platform item for the WEF, but it was a think piece that the WEF put out that ultimately aligns with the World Economic Forum's broader vision of rethinking property rights, of basically making it so that we all live with less because that's the way to save the climate. So let's talk about how this is being represented by the WEF now in a Globe and Mail op-ed. Take it away.
So, Andrew, there was an opinion article that was published in the Globe and Mail by Adrian Monk, who's the managing director, of the World Economic Forum. And he takes direct aim at this statement, this "you'll own nothing and be happy," as previously talked about. And the title of the piece is "How Own Nothing and Be Happy Sparked a Misinformation Campaign That Targeted the World Economic Forum." Misinformation and disinformation. Where have you seen that before, Andrew? So again, this author, he begins by calling out where he believes the origin of the "you'll own nothing and be happy" idea came from. And of course, he does mention that it was published by the World Economic Forum. It is a WEF slogan that they did kind of coin. But then, from that point on, from about the second or third paragraph, he completely abandons that and then basically goes into saying that the comment defending the World Economic Forum, the comment is Russian disinformation. The comment came and became popular through 4chan, which he describes as an unmoderated messaging board used by operators of a Russian propaganda campaign. And then he writes in the article, the intent was apparently to spread disinformation in a bid to stir far-right outrage about COVID-19 and perpetuate domestic extremism. The means was often via bots that would push far-right conspiracy theories to communities on boards such as 4chan. So what you're seeing here, I think, is a cleanup operation from the World Economic Forum to go after the big slogans that have dominated their brand for the past couple years, and I think have pretty much ruined the brand of the World Economic Forum in the public eye. They're trying to send out their best and brightest to combat what people are starting to learn about this group and basically label any criticism, any direct quotation of the World Economic Forum, as this statement is, as Russian misinformation, as far right. They even use the word anti-Semitic to describe using the term "you'll own nothing and be happy." So it's a big cleanup operation. They're trying to sweep it all under the rug, Andrew, and they're using the Globe and Mail for it. I mean, they couldn't have picked a better outlet to run a story like this, if you ask me.